Living simply in this chaotic world takes courage, because you will feel like you're going against the grain. People might ask, why don't you upgrade? Why aren't you traveling more? Why don't you get the latest phone? And the answer is simple, because you've discovered the freedom in enough. When you let go of needing more, you start to appreciate everything you already have. The morning tea that warms your hands, the garden that needs tending, the phone call with an old friend, the Sunday afternoon nap. These aren't little moments. They're sacred ones. Now let's talk about temptation. Even after all this reflection, you'll still feel it. You'll see that sale, that AD, that deal. You'll hear that voice, go on, treat yourself. And sometimes you should. You've earned it. But make it a choice, not a compulsion. Buy with mindfulness, not mindlessness. Try going a whole week without buying anything unnecessary. Then a month. Watch how your peace grows. Watch how your wallet breathes easier. Watch how your home begins to feel like a place of calm, not clutter. And here's the beautiful part. When you stop consuming so much, you start creating again. You create space. You create time. You create memories. Maybe you pick up those knitting needles. Maybe you start painting again, or reading, or teaching your grandchild how to make bread. These things, they don't cost money, but they are priceless. You'll find more meaning in a shared moment than in a shipped package. You'll find more joy in a blooming flower than in a new gadget. You'll find yourself again, not in the mirror of what you own, but in the soul of what you love. This path, the slow life, it's not always easy. You'll feel misunderstood. You'll have moments of doubt, but stay the course, because on the other side of discomfort is something powerful. It's called peace. You'll sleep better, laugh louder, feel lighter, and most importantly, you'll live a life that feels like yours. Not a performance, not a chase, but a homecoming. As we grow older, we don't remember the things we bought. We remember the moments, the scent of fresh rain, the softness of a loved one's hand, the pride in building something from nothing, the joy in watching others grow. These are the things that make life rich, and they cannot be purchased. So I ask you, what legacy do you want to leave? Not just in money or property, but in values, in the way you lived, in what you chose to notice when others were too busy to look. Let your children and grandchildren see that the greatest gift is not the inheritance you leave behind, but the wisdom you lived with. Show them that life is not about keeping up. It's about showing up fully, gently, present, and finally, above all else, take care of you. Not just your finances, not just your responsibilities, but you, your body, your mind, your spirit. Walk in the sun, drink water, rest, breathe, laugh. You don't need to be busy to be valuable. You don't need to be productive to be worthy. You are already enough, right now, just as you are. So if you're 55 to 75, and life feels too fast, too noisy, too full, remember this: you have permission to slow down, to spend less, to need less, to love more, to live more, not by adding more, but by letting go. And in that stillness, you'll find something that money can't buy. You'll find joy in a world that seems to move faster by the day, where the noise never stops, where the pressure to do more, buy more, and be more is constant. There comes a point in life where you start to ask, is this really what I want? If you're between the ages of 55 and 75, chances are you've already tasted most of what life has to offer. You've worked hard, raised families, paid the bills, chased dreams, watched them rise, watched some fall. You've played the game that society laid out for you. But now, something inside you whispers, slow down, breathe. There's another way to live. And that whisper, that gentle nudge towards stillness, that's what we call the slow life. Let me tell you something, my friend. This idea of a slower life, it's not laziness. It's not giving up. It's waking up to what really matters. Because when you're young, the world teaches you that success is visible. It's the car, the house, the clothes, the vacations. And we chased it. Oh, how we chased it. Because we believed that one day, when we had enough, we'd finally feel full. But for many of us, that day never came. As the years went by, we bought things we didn't need, filled drawers with closets, garages, with stuff only to realize that the emptiness we were trying to fill wasn't outside of us. It was inside. You see, modern society runs on consumerism. It tells you, if you buy this, you'll be happy. If you own that, you'll be respected. But after decades of living, we start to see through the illusion. Happiness doesn't live in your Amazon cart. It doesn't sit in a showroom or a storefront window. Happiness lives in the quiet, in the laughter of a grandchild, in the smell of home-cooked food, in the early morning sun as it spills through your kitchen window. That's the joy of the slow life. It's not about having having less, it's about needing less. I want to share something personal with you. A few years ago, I made a decision that changed my life. I sold my big house. It was too much for me to handle. Too many rooms I never even stepped into. Too many things I hadn't touched in years. So I moved into a narrowboat. Yes, a narrowboat. 50 feet long, just under 7 feet wide. I had to downsize dramatically, decide what to keep, what to let go. And let me tell you, it was hard. Dozens of photo albums, old tools, 5 coffee makers. Yes, 5. But the real weight wasn't the physical stuff. It was the emotional history attached to it. Still, item by item, box by box, I let go. And as I did, I felt lighter, freer. That boat didn't just carry me down a river. It carried me to a new way of being, where peace, not possessions, define my worth. And friend, you don't need a boat to feel that way. Start with your garage, your closet, that kitchen drawer full of just-in-case gadgets. Clear out the clutter. Make space for silence, because that silence is where JOY lives. Now listen closely. I'm not here to bash capitalism. I'm grateful for the abundance it's brought to our lives. The lights, the heat, the medicine, the roads. They didn't come from nowhere. But when we're not careful, capitalism turns into consumerism. And consumerism whispers lies. Lies that say, you're only valuable if you're productive. You're only important if you're spending. You're only enough if you're keeping up. Well, I'm here to tell you, you don't have to keep up anymore. You've already done enough. You've already proved yourself. Now it's time to live for you. Not for the ads. Not for the trends. Not for what anyone else thinks.